Well, he's with us, and I think deep down we're all hoping for another Wayne Chrebet to burst on the scene. You know, he was a hero. I mean, you know, that's when I had season tickets for a couple of those years anyway. And when he made a play and moved the sticks, I mean, the roar from the crowd was unbelievable. Wayne, Tiki, and Tierney, welcome to the Fan Hour Show for the first time. I know you've been on before in the past, but welcome to Tiki and Tierney. How you doing, buddy?
Great. You know, thanks for having me. Appreciate always going on your show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just it's an honor to have you on. And Tiki and I were just talking about, take us back, obviously, a million years ago. We know your story. You scrap from the bottom of the pile. Each practice, seemingly, you work your way up a slot on the depth chart. Kotite saw something in you, a scrapper, a tough kid with great hands. But you go 3-13, you go 1-15 the next year, and then Parcells comes in. And there's some correlation to now where the Jets are trying to get rid of this losing environment, this losing stench. What was Parcells' first message to you guys? Do you remember it? What did he say, and what did it feel like to you guys?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, we're not the same old Jets kind of thing, you know. And like you said, I was 3-13 my first season with Kotite. And my friends are busting my chops saying, you guys are terrible. I said, listen, it can't get any worse. And then we went 1-15, and I was like, this is how it's going to be. And then when Bill came in, I was like, all right, this is how it's going to be. This is what I want. And he just came in, like he said, we're not the same team. We don't have the same players. And he's just the kind of guy you want to run through a brick wall for.
Yeah. You know, and ultimately, Wayne, I think that kind of personality is necessary, someone who is motivating. Other guys have done it in different ways. But, you know, when you look at Rob Saleh, who's now the head coach of the Jets, and the challenge that he has coming off the Adam Gase era, does he feel like that kind of guy to you? Like the players are going to want to run through walls for him?
Yeah. He reminds me of Coach Herm Edwards. He's a different kind of coach than Parcells was. You know, he treated the vets differently. And, you know, Tiki, when you have a coach that's been there before, you know, blood, sweat, and tears, the training camp and the long season, you believe it more that he's been there. And just the message he had, he was very religious, but didn't push it on you. Mm-hmm. You know, out there 6 a.m. running on the field, and just like Sal runs the bleachers.
He does, I know. Rex wasn't doing any running, though, was he? Except running his mouth, right, Wayne?
I don't know him, but, you know, I see little, you know, things in social media about him. And, you know, he's very opinionated, but I can't say anything because I don't know the guy.
Well, that's what they're paying him for. And listen, when Rex was coaching us, we loved him. It got a little slipper at the end there, but it is what it is. So we're talking to Wayne Chrebet. Wayne, when you played with a couple of different quarterbacks, I know you and Vinny had great rapport. Obviously, Chad, Ray Lucas. I'm sure I'm missing a few, obviously. But when you watch Zach Wilson, especially going out there many weeks without anything that really, no disrespect, that resembled a frontline starting receiving core and a little bit of a patchwork O-line. What did you take away from Zach Wilson's first year with the Jets?
It was tough beginning. You know, in the first couple of games, I mean, he was running for his life back there. He snapped the ball, and immediately he was rolling out. But then he got injured, and, you know, Mike White came in. He came back, and he was different kind of confidence. And I think LaFleur started calling a different game for him, you know, a little more drop-offs, you know, higher percentage completions. So hopefully enough improves. They got a lot of young guys, and hopefully next year, you know, he takes that next step, kind of how Joe Burrow did.
Yeah. So
that would be nice.
I mean,
I'll take 80% of that, Wayne.
Wayne, you're wearing a Mets cap on the Zoom. I mean, optimism for the Mets this year as well. You're a Jersey guy. I don't know how you a Mets fan.
He's always been a Mets guy.
Is that a Hofstra thing? Did that happen when you went out to Hofstra? Were you always a Mets fan?
Honestly, I was always a Yankee fan, still am. But when Willie Randolph went to coach the Mets, and the way I felt about him, he's a friend, I just started rooting for them a little more. You know, I like those. I kid for my Jets hat. You know, like, you got to go on in 2 minutes. I'm like, all right, Mets hat it is. I don't want to show my receding hairline, so I throw on a Mets hat.
Wait. Well, hold on a second. Now, I mean, this is coming from a spot of love here, but I've got a fundamental issue with this. Now, not that you're wearing the Mets cap, but, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, there are certain things that we can wear and we can rotate. But
Wayne, he gets on me about this all the time.
Well, because it is what it is. Nobody's rocking a Jet and a Giant sweatshirt. And, Wayne, nobody should be rocking a Met and a Yankee hat. You got to pick one, dude. Get that hat off, dude. What are you doing?
It matches my sweatshirt. It matches.
What is it? At least put a Nick hat. If you like the colors, put on a Nick hat.
Yeah, the other quarterbacks, Neil O'Donnell, Frank Reich, Quincy Carter. There's a lot
Quincy
of them,
Carter,
Yeah.
jeez. Brooks Bollinger was there.
Bubby Brister. We got Bubby Brister in
Oh,
there
God.
too.
Yeah, it's
Bubby
you
Brister.
bring up those
Ugh.
names, Wayne, and sometimes there's a name that doesn't feel like it's going to make it, and ultimately they do. Can you identify a difference? Like, what is it? Like, is it the coordinator? Is it the it that this player has? What's been the difference between the guys that make it and those that just kind of become, footnotes, especially when they're on bad teams?
Yeah, you have to have that factor, that confidence, the swagger, but not cockiness.
Yeah.
But it is opportunity when you get playing time. Looks like Braxton Berrios. I know people are throwing in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
This guy got hurt. This guy got COVID. This guy's dropping passes, and that's what happens. That's how you get your chance, and he took advantage of it. Same thing with me.
Yeah.
He's so good. They got to get that deal done. I think we all think they will. So we're talking to Wayne Chrebet, number 80, local kid, Garfield, Mets and Yankees fan, I guess we've just learned. So, Wayne, let me ask you this. I do think that, and this is just laziness, and this is what it is, like stereotyping certain body types. And, it happens, unfortunately. It doesn't happen as much anymore, thankfully. But, back in the day, the black quarterback was stereotyped a certain way. I still think to an extent the white wide receiver is stereotyped a certain way. Wayne Chrebet, the little guy. First of all, I mean, I know that you're short, but and smallish in that regard. But your dad pumped iron. You were tough as nails. You loved to block. I always thought you were a little disrespected in that sense. But explain this to me, Wayne. How can somebody who was around 5'10", $180 do what you did every Sunday, and Denzel Mims, who is 6'3", 220, runs a 4.30, a 4.35 40, can't even get on the field, Wayne? What is the story?
I don't know. I don't know the kid. When they drop back and didn't take him in the draft, I said, oh, that missed opportunity. Then they end up getting him anyway. I was like, this kid's, great on 50-50 balls. But I know he got sick before training camp. And sometimes the college game doesn't translate to the pro game.
Yep.
And that's kind of how it is. But like I said, given the opportunity like Braxton did and some other guys did on defense, I think it's just a matter of time, and they have to make a point of getting him involved.
They have to. I'm totally with you. And, back to Berrios, do you think he can be, a modern you, even though I think the skill set's a little different, or like an 80, a high-volume reception kind of player on a good offense? Does he have that kind of a ceiling?
Yeah. I mean, he's quick. Obviously, when you talk about white receivers, we're called possession receivers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
But or slot receivers. But like, me, Amendola, Edelman,
Yeah.
What
Welker.
was Cole Beasley.
Yep.
We run different kind of routes.
Yeah. You created the genre, Wayne. I mean, you created it. Seriously, you were one of the first.
He was. Largent, too. Well, Steve Largent was great.
That's true. That's a good point.
Do you guys have a little Scotch club where you get together with the white wide receivers and complain about how you guys are disrespected?
2-second story. I went out to eat with Edelman and Amendola. Don't tell me that had happened. And a friend. And they said they call me the Godfather of slot. And it's joke. We don't call you Wayne. We call you the Godfather. I was humbled. It was funny. I'm a fan of those guys. Obviously, I hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
But they call me the Godfather. It's hysterical.
What a nickname
that's
that
awesome,
is. That's
though.
money
I think,
right there.
I think Cooper Kupp is doing a lot to break the reputation of white wide receivers. He's a baller, man. He's unbelievable.
He does things I couldn't do, as far as down the field more. So he's special, and that's why he's broken every record this year.
No, you're right. And, I mean, he should be in the conversation for MVP, but wide receivers don't win that award. Tell us about this BG Entertainment Catch the Moment Ultimate Fan Experience that you have going on. This is pretty cool. January 30th. It's at the 14 Cottage Street, Middletown, New York. Doors open at 3. What are you guys going to be doing? Because there's a bunch of you guys. Tyree, Mario Manningham is on this as well. Lavernius Coles. What's this about, Wayne?
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff for BG Entertainment, and I brought Lavernius in, so it's a competition between us and the two giants, Manningham and Tyree.
Yeah.
So this QB bowl, you bowl with footballs, there's axe throwing, there's cornhole.
Wait, you bowl with a football?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, exactly. It's a new thing. It's outstanding. But think about, we're doing axe throwing with the two giant guys. I don't know if some of those axes go astray or how that's going to go.
Man, that sounds dangerous, man.
You guys drinking while you doing this?
I see hard seltzer.
axe throwing and two Giants and two Jets. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Tiki knows how the rivalry is between Jets and players.
Yeah.
And speaking of it's a rivalry, but it's not. It's different than Yankees Mets. I feel like it's a little less personal. But I don't know. Maybe this was just me being wrapped up in my fandom. Let's face it. The Giants have Super Bowls. It is what it is. But, man, that 98 season, Wayne, I know we always go back to this. You guys win the division 12-4. I feel like it was Dedrick Ward who hauled in that big touchdown to wrap it up against the Bills. I feel like that's somewhere in my memory bank. You guys go out to Denver. I think you should have won the game. I felt like I feel like the Jets, that was a Jets town for a couple of years.
Yeah.
You were a local guy, Vinny local guy, Parcells. Did it feel like a Jets town?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a Giant town, most of my life. I grew up a diehard Giant fan, which people know. But I was a Jet fan, too. I think that's allowed to AFC, NFC. But we were built to win the championship that year. So we got a little, more back page and some front page headlines. And that was our year. That was our window with Parcells. But, mostly it's been a Giants town. The stadium was named after him. But
hey, did that bother you, Wayne? Did it bother you?
Hopefully we get back to the Jets.
Hey, did that bother you, Wayne? The Giants stadium? Because I know some Jets had bothered.
It bothered me tailgating, staring at it.
No, I mean I grew up going there.
That's true.
Tickets on Route 17 for Road Triple Z with my dad. The Cardinals, no Cowboy games we can go to. It's too expensive.
Yeah, that's right.
And let's face it, when you start 11th on the depth chart, you'll play in any stadium.
That's right.
Right? When they're paying you? I hear you, man. So you got Lavernia showing up to this battle with the Giants and Tyree and Manningham. Are you going to call Keyshawn? Maybe Keyshawn come down and help you out, Wayne, or no?
Me, him, and Axtron, I don't know. I don't mind the guy, man.
Is that true?
I actually listen to the guy on the radio. So, the issues aren't there that people think. If I saw him, I'd say hello. How you doing? So I have no issues with that.
The only issue
is there still beef? Is it lingering?
It's cool.
Like from his standpoint.
No, when we played, the two of us, we were one of the best duos there was. Statistically, and we blocked for each other. We cleared out, zones for each other. So, when we were on the field, it was great. There's a lot written about us, made for great radio, great newspapers.
Oh, yeah.
So I got nothing but exposure from it. So how can
That's right. I remember when the trade went down, when he got traded to Tampa, because my buddy Jay Glazer is actually sleeping on my couch when he was doing this. Jay Glazer said, Keyshawn's going down to Tampa. I was like, there's no way that's happening. And he actually did. He broke the news.
And you know what? When they played the Jets, first of all, it was a halfback option. Curtis Martin threw a touchdown to Wayne. and it was because Keyshawn was dissing Wayne. Yeah. I think he called you a flashlight or whatever it was, whatever he said derogatorily toward you. And Keyshawn, and I liked Keyshawn as a Jet too.
Yeah.
But when they played the Jets as first game as a Buck, Wayne, I don't know if you remember, Keyshawn had one catch for 1 yard.
Nice.
That was the stat line, and I loved every second of it. I loved it. Because I thought and I like him, but I really thought that he disrespected you. Let me ask you this, Wayne. What was the origin? And then we'll stuff this out once and for all. I know you guys are fine now, and you were a very good duo.
Yeah.
But how did this start?
I don't know. It just there. Listen, people were trying to stir something up, and he said comparing me was like comparing a flashlight to a star. That's fine. Again, he gave me national exposure for this.
Yeah. He did.
But then the game came down to it, and I scored a winning touchdown. It's kind of like poetic justice, but sometimes that happens to you. Yeah. But it is. Al Gore put flashlights in everybody's locker and said all of us are brighter than the star. And I appreciate the guys backing me up.
That's dope, man.
That is good.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I love
obviously
that.
On the worst pass I've ever caught in my life. Complete duck, but
from the halfback, from Curtis.
But they took a huge hit, thrown it, and we won the game. And like I said, it was a great feeling.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. All right, you can find this event. It's actually this weekend, January 30th, at bgautographs.com, or you can call the number 845-863-5242. Again, this is up in Middletown, New York. Is Wayne, Lavernius Coles, David Tyree, and Mario Manningham. Bowling with some hard seltzer I see on this thing as well. Bowling with footballs and axe throwing. That's going to be fun, Wayne. Appreciate you, my friend.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
You got it. Anytime, number 80. You always got a spot here if you want. Thank you very much, Wayne. I miss watching him play. I miss watching him play.
Wayne was the best.
He's my favorite Jet of all time. He's my absolute all-time favorite Jet.